As ma'am already told, that I'll be briefing you about the finance that we provide to the builders for their projects. So basically we have two products. One is builder finance for residential housing projects, which is popularly known as BFRHP scheme, and the other one is the ABLRH, which is more like an ABLOD or a working capital limit. First, I'll be briefing you about the BFRHP scheme. We have two categories. One is up to 50 crores, which is taken care of by the R&DB segment of the bank, and the other one is above 50 crores, which is taken care by the corporate group segment. And the target groups that we is the real estate developers, be it a proprietorship firm or a partnership firm or a corporate or an LLP. We are open to all the sectors. And the experience that is required is minimum 3 years in the line of builder development. It can be either residential or commercial. And we have divided it into three categories. One is up to 10 crores, and the other one is 10 crores to 25 crores, and the third one is 25 crores and above. So for loans above 10 crores, there are three criteria. One is turnover in any of the two preceding 3 financial years should not be less than 25 crores, or the cost of construction in any of the 2 preceding 3 financial years should not be less than 15 crores, or the area of construction, be it residential or commercial, should not be less than 2 lakh SFT. So there are 3 criteria. Either your turnover should be at least 25 crores, or your cost of construction should be at least 15 crores and above, or you have constructed at least 2 lakh SFT in the preceding 2 to 3 years, immediate 2 to 3 years. This is for loans above 10 crores. Then the loan amount is minimum 1 crore, and we can go up to 50 crores in R&DB and above 50 crores in corporate group. How we decide upon the loan amount is, it is based on the NOF, which is the promoter's equity plus the unsecured loans, if any, which is given by the promoters or the directors of the firm or the company. Then only we will consider the unsecured loans as part of the promoter's contribution. So for loans up to 25 crores, the maximum loan amount is 5 times of the NOF, which is the net owned funds. And for loans above 25 crores, it is 3 times of the NOF. As I already explained, NOF is your contribution or plus USL, if any, is given by the promoters. Then external rating is not mandatory, but it is always an added advantage because it will give you some concessions in the interest rates. But for loans above 50 crores, external rating is mandatory. We have a criteria for the internal rating for any unit to avail builder finance loan. For a new connection, the rating that we give is at least SB 6 and above. And for an existing customer like who already has a limit with our bank, the rating is SB 7 and above. This rating is based on the various criteria like your financials, your management, and your marketing skills and all. So we have certain parameters. Based on those, we calculate rating, and then we decide upon the rating of the unit, whether it is SB 5 or SB 6 or better. But mandatory it has to be SB 7 and better. If it is below SB 7, then we may not be able to go ahead with the project. Then the promoter's margin, for loans up to 10 crores, the promoter's margin is minimum 50% of the peak deficit. Peak deficit is the project cost minus the advances that you have already received or you are about to receive from the project. So from the project cost, you need to reduce the advances that are expected or you have already received, or any land cost that is incurred, but that land cost is again restricted to the sale deed value. So once from the project cost, when you reduce the advances and the land value, then whatever the gap is coming, that is the peak deficit. And in that peak deficit, we will decide whether how much is the loan quantum and how much is the promoter's contribution. So for loans up to 10 crores, promoter's contribution is minimum 50%. And for loans above 10 crores, In major cities, that is the major cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, NCR, these places, the minimum the minimum margin that is required from the promoters is 30% for loans above 10 crores. And the bank finance can go up to 70% of the peak deficit. The kind of facility that we give is, it can be given as a working capital limit or a term loan. Working capital limit, again, the limit will be given for a maximum period of 3 years. So the project, be it the moratorium like the construction period as well as the repayment of the loan should get over in 3 years period. And if it is given as a term loan, then it can be from 3 years to 7 years. The maximum tenure that we can give for a builder finance is 7 years. So your project should be completed as well as the repayment should be completed for within a maximum period of 7 years. Again, one condition is there, even though your loan can be sanctioned for a 5-year or a 6-year period, but if your project gets completed in say 3 years time, completion means whether you have received the occupancy or a completion certificate from the approval authority, then maximum within a period of 1 year, your loan should be closed from the date of completion of the project. Although your repayment may be for 5 years in all, but if the project gets completed in 3 years, so your loan should be closed in maximum 4 years time. Then comes to the part of the security. Primary security is the project land as well as the assets that are created out of the bank finance and the cash flows and receivables of the project. So that is the primary security that is taken. If at all primary security is to be waived, because in most of the cases in Hyderabad, it is based on GPA. So if at all you are not able to give a primary security or the project land is not being mortgaged to the bank, then you have to give us a collateral security. Again, we have two conditions. For loans up to 10 crores, the collateral security value is 150% of the loan amount. And for loans above 10 crores, it is 125% of the loan amount. Again, this for above 10 crores, this 125% is only for 7 major cities. If it is in any other part of the country, like apart from these 7 major cities, then again, this 125% percentage is beyond 25 crores of loan. Again, for 10 to 25 crores of loans, apart from these 7 major cities, it will be restricted to 150% of the collateral value will be 150% of the loan amount. And the project should be mandatorily RERA approved. For a smaller project like RERA approval is required, as you all must be knowing that any project which is beyond 500 square meters or more than 8 flats, then RERA is mandatory. So even if you want to avail a builder finance loan in SBI, then RERA approval is mandatory for any project. And the RERA account, the escrow account should mandatorily be opened in SBI, and multiple banking arrangements are not allowed, and all the sales proceeds should be routed through our escrow account only. The interest rate is purely linked to your CRA rating, as I already told, like SB5 or SB6, but we have certain concessions. If the rating of the ECR rating is BBB, A or AA, as you can see, there are certain concessions. And if you have the home loan penetration is more than 30%, then we are giving you a straight interest rate concession of 0.25%, which if we can see it from our home loan penetration, and we can straight away offer you that concession. And these are the interest rates like for the various ratings. To begin with, for any new connection, the rating is restricted to SB6, and the interest rate to start with will be 10.65, and from next year onwards, when we do your review, if your rating improves, then your interest rate will also come down to up to 8.4%. The other product that I already told is asset-backed loan. This is purely based on the collateral. Suppose you have a collateral and you want to avail an OD facility from the bank, 60%, like suppose the collateral value is say 100 crores, the maximum loan that we can give is 60%. So up to 60 crores we can give you the loan as an OD. But again, it is not a general purpose OD. This again will be linked to a project. So the disbursement will be based on the cash flows of the project. You cannot use it like a normal OD or a general purpose OD. This will again be linked to a particular project, and the same loan can be linked to multiple projects also, provided the collateral is in a position to support those many loans or that amount of limit. The interest rate here is fixed. It is 3.55% above the EBLR. EBLR as on date is 6.65%. So here the interest rate is 10.2% flat. Again, it varies if the EBLR changes. Otherwise, there is no variation on a year-to-year basis for your interest rate. And the loan tenure again will be from 12 months to 84 months. And the loan amount varies from 50 lakhs to 1 crore. And the security or the collateral value that you're offering should be SARFAESI compliant, and it should mandatorily belong to either the unit or the promoters of the unit. Third party collaterals are not accepted over here. And enhancement of the limit is not permissible over here. That's it. Thank you.